Hello and welcome. My name is Kevin Ryder, and the purpose of this training video is to explain to people the importance of personal development and how it has a huge impact on where we are today and where we want to be. You see, most of us, when we left school, not everybody, but a lot of us, when we left school, then didn't continue our education, and we just went through life picking up life skills, picking up knowledge and information from those around us and our own personal experiences. But the knowledge that we have and the skills that we have got us to where we want to be today. Now, there's nothing to say that where we are today is wrong or there's anything wrong with where we are, but I'm guessing that you joined Clean Easy and you're watching these videos because where you are today is not where you want to be. So if you're wanting to progress, move forward, change anything in your life, then we're going to maybe have to have a look at changing a few philosophies, beliefs, ideas, learning a few new skills and other things like that as well. Okay, and this can be quite daunting for some people. I know me personally, when I left school, I said I was never going to read another book or anything else because I just hated school. I wasn't interested in that kind of learning, and that's what we associate learning to. However, from leaving school, I learned lots of new things, just like I'm sure you have, but we didn't label it learning. I learned how to become a driving instructor. I learned how to run a simple business, and I learned other things besides. I joined the army, all sorts of different careers, and I've learned things throughout my life. But those skills that I learned, those philosophies and those ideas that I learned actually got me into around £30,000 of bad debt. Okay, because it was those ideas, skills and learnings that I were applying that had got me to where I was in life, and that wasn't where I wanted to be. So if you want to progress, if you want to move forward, don't make the mistake that I made and being Clean Easy 6 years before you start listening to people who talk about personal development and its importance. Don't make that mistake that I made. Get on with it now. Start straight away with the book in your kit called Go Pro by Eric Warwick or Eric Waugh, and start there straight away. However, what I'm going to do now is just take a few minutes to go through the importance of personal development and what personal development is, so that hopefully you'll be able to make the decision and it won't be too hard a decision to get on with it straight away from day one. So if you just bear with me, I'll bring up a PowerPoint presentation and start going through this information. So, personal development. I'd like you to take a look at the next phrase. What do you see? What did you read? You see, majority of us from birth are negatively programmed, you see, and what most people would have seen there is opportunity is nowhere. But for some of us, or the minority, and believe me, I saw opportunity is nowhere when I first read this, but because I've now been educated, it actually says opportunity is now here. Okay, now there isn't a right or a wrong. That's just that lots of us naturally look at things from a negative angle rather than a positive angle. We see the doom and gloom, and that's because of the newspapers, the media, the way that we're brought up. Don't do this, don't do that, and no, 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 no is what we hear more often than yes, great, brilliant, fantastic, and all the positive phrases that are out there as well. So why to versus how to? You see, there's thousands of people in Clean Easy who know how to build a business, and yet they still don't do it. And we're going to educate you and teach you how. But it isn't the how that makes you go from where you are today to where you want to be. It's the why. What is it that pulls you in that direction, or what is it that pushes you? Okay. You see, it doesn't matter how much you believe in your, it doesn't matter how much belief you have in the company, and Clean Easy's been around 90 years, so you know, it's easy to believe in the company. The products, well, people buy the products all the time. The catalogs or the industry, it doesn't matter how much you believe in any of that stuff. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you're going nowhere with this business. Now we believe in you, and we will believe in you and give you all the help and advice and support that you need to get you started. But unless you start building your own self-confidence and your own self-belief, and that you can actually build this thing, if you believe you can't, then you won't. But if you believe you can, then you will. So we need to work on that self-belief. You see, where does our self-image and self-belief, where does it come from? Well, whether you realize it or not, we're born with only two fears. And those are that is the fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. Those are the only two fears that God gave us, or Mother Nature, or whatever you want to call it. Those are the only two fears that you're given from the day that you're born, and they're a protection mechanism. Every single other bit of information goes into your head through significant others, or parents, or friends, or people that you trust or believe in or see as more as an authority on a subject. So constant negative programming by significant others, including ourselves, if you put garbage in, you're going to get garbage out. So what do I mean by negative programming? Well, whether you realize it or not, a child between the age of 0 and 1 year old hears the word no on average 400 times a day. Now you might think, well, how is that possible? Well, think of a baby about to pick up a scalding hot cup of tea. You don't just say, no, don't pick up that cup of tea. You go, no, no, no. So you've got to think how often someone gets negative input. Don't walk in the road instead of walk on the pavement. Don't run round the shop instead of make sure you walk about. All these negative inputs from your parents, teachers, colleagues, friends, and other people that we associate with on a regular basis, including the media and the TV, including media and newspapers and radio and things like that. It's constant negative programming. So you also have past references, experiences, failures and successes. All these form our beliefs, and whatever you believe to be true will be whether it is or not. So what do I mean by that? Well, for example, let's say that you had a fail in business. I were a driving instructor. I failed at that business. I could then look back at that and say, I'm going to go get a job. I'm no good at running a business. I can't run a business. I failed. Yes, I failed at running a business as a driving instructor. I didn't fail as a driving instructor. I was very good at teaching people how to drive. I got loads of people through their driving test. But I had no education, information, help or support in how to actually run a business. So money was coming in, but money was going out far faster than what was coming in. Was that because I had large overheads? No, that's because I wasn't educated in the way of money and I spent more than I earned. Does this sound familiar? Because lots of people spend more than what they earn. If you look at all the money you've earned in your lifetime, how much have you got left in your bank balance? Is that because you've never had the money? Or is that because your education has shown you what not to do with your money rather than what to do with your money? So these passes, failures and experiences can make us have low self-esteem, low belief in ourselves. But all we've got to do is identify different things from our past where we have positive results, where we've done well, and embodied those feelings and emotions rather than the negative ones. Maybe you came top in a maths exam. Maybe you've swum a mile. Maybe you've walked the 3 peaks. Maybe look at all the achievements, any trophies, rosettes, awards, recognition, praise that you've had. Find out where you were good and embrace those feelings and emotions, not where you went wrong. I used to say to people when teaching them how to drive, okay, often people would be staring in the rear view mirror, looking at what's going on behind them instead of what's going on in front. Now, if you were to drive a mile down the road, just constantly looking in the rear view mirror, what is the likelihood that's going to happen? Yeah, you're going to crash. But yet people go through life looking in their rear view mirror, looking backwards all the time. So no, isn't it no wonder that they crash and keep bumping into the same things over and over and over again? So we need to start looking forward and creating our future through personal development and changing our beliefs and our philosophies, rather than looking backwards at our past experiences, failures, and things that we have negative emotions to. See, you've got to remember your past does not equal your future. So stop looking backwards and start rebuilding and focusing on where you're going, not where you've been, because that's water under the bridge. So what can you do about it? Where do you start to make these changes? How can you start to change your future instead of looking backwards? Well, stand guard at the door of your mind. Be careful what information you listen to. Okay? Your best friend could accidentally poison your coffee. It could knock something in or something like that, and yet you drink that coffee and you die. Now, your best friend didn't intentionally put poison into your coffee. So be careful of what poison you allow people to put into your mind. The moral of this story is watch your coffee. Okay? Be careful of what you listen to. Excuse me. Learn from successful people. If other people have done it, then so can you. But in order to get what they've got, you've got to do what they do. Okay? So listen to training calls and webinars. Make sure that you speak to your sponsor regularly and have a Skype call face to face at least once a week. Now, it's not for your sponsor to chase you. You're the one that wants to learn. So you chase your sponsor. Pick up that phone and say, I want a Skype call this week. Make yourself known and you will be successful in this business. Make sure you attend seminars, not just Clean Easy. As you get more income coming in, there's other seminars out there that's worth attending. Tony Robbins, Danny Johnson, Alan Pease. Read lots of good books. There's lots of recommendation out there. You can get these on audio now as well, audio books through Amazon and things like that. I have a bookcase of hard copies, but you can also get a Kindle or your mobile phone and get your books on there as well. But guys, educate yourselves. Read from leaders are readers. Read good books. And I don't mean Mills and Boon and stuff like that. Listen to good CDs and audio and act on what you've learned. Have a go. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. So it's no good just reading books and saying, I know all that, I know what to do. Because if you don't apply or practice what you've learned, you won't change anything. By taking action, you'll change your results, and in turn, you'll improve your confidence. Okay? You don't get confidence by not trying. You get confident by having a go. Reprogram your mind. If your mind is like a glass of dirty water, and the information in there is dirty and clouded and not positive and not moving you in the right direction, then if you poured clean water into a glass of dirty water for long enough, it'll flush out all the dirty water until you have a crystal clear glass of water. Your mind is exactly the same. It's like a computer. You can take the garbage out and reprogram it with good, positive information. But you can only reprogram it if you put that information in there. It's not going to go and find it for itself. You've got to take action. You see, the natural course of things, everything starts as a thought. The first caveman that thought of a chair first. He thought, my bum's getting cold, sat on this rock, I want something else, and designed a chair. Everything, aeroplanes, computers, the microchip, the telephone, the radio, every invention in the world, everything started as a thought. So thoughts become things. But in order for thoughts to become things, they first become your words. You talk about what you think about. But you need to watch your words, because what you talk about is what you do. So your words become your actions. And watch your actions, because repeated over and over again, they become your habits. So your words will be, your actions will become your habits. What's your habits? Because they become your character. Our habits form who we are. And what's your character? Because that will become your destiny. So what kind of person are you? What is your character? Because you will create the world around you by how you act. And you will then create your future. You see, everybody's outside world is actually a reflection of their inside world. What's going on inside is often portrayed on the outside. So do you have a clean, tidy office? Is everything organized and in its place? Or does it look like a bomb's landed? Is your head chaotic and messed? Because often, like I say, your outside world reflects your inside world. So who's already started making these changes? Who's already shown that this is fact and not just fiction? Well, Gavin Scott, shipyard engineer, on about £10,000 a year originally, now on over £200,000 a year because of Clean Easy and personal development. He hasn't achieved that income just by putting out catalogues. He has changed who he is. Bob Webb, was a teacher, year head, maybe on about 35, 40k a year, now on £200,000 a year plus. Rob Forster, shipyard blacksmith. Again, his income was around £900 a month when he joined Clean Easy. Changed his actions, changed his thoughts, changed his words, changed his actions, changed his results. Now earning £200,000 plus a year. Neil Young, ex-insurance broker, was £100,000 in debt. Now earns 80k a year, debt-free. Put his kids through private school. Abigail Coakley, single mum. I don't know what Abby used to earn. Typical income, probably around about £19,000 a year. Now earning 50k a year as a single parent working from home because of personal development. And myself, failed driving instructor, £30,000 in debt when I joined Clean Easy, now debt free, earning 40k per annum and increasing because of what I've learned. But it took me 6 years to even listen to those people that were telling me what to do. See, these are just a few people from Clean Easy, but look at the bigger picture. All the rags to rich stories around the world, all the successful people who's gone from poverty to wealth or insecurity to fame. This is not because they were lucky. It's because they changed the way they think. Change your thoughts, change your words, change your actions, change your results. So areas that you need to work on: self-image, how you perceive yourself. Business knowledge, learn about the industry of network marketing. Your health. Jim Rohn says people don't do good because they don't feel good. Wealth, learn about money management. It's very simple. Money in, money out. Put money to one side and save it for your future. You do already earn enough. And there's a lot of places we can you can do what we call cut the fat. All right, there's areas you can cut back on where you're probably hemorrhaging money for unnecessarily. Relationships, people skills. This is a people business and not everybody is like you. So don't expect everybody else to get on with you. You need to learn how to get on with them if you want to be successful. Spiritual. How's your relationship between you and God, you and the universe, you and your inner self, your soul? Recommended reading and listening. To start with, we recommend that you read Go Pro by Eric Waugh. This comes in your kit. All right, it's important that you read that because it explains the power of the industry and how to start building a network marketing business. Once you've read that book, you need to then read the next 9 core books advised in the 10 Steps workbook. If you haven't got this workbook, you need to attend your 10 Steps workshop, and that will be mentioned to you on your Getting Started session. It is vital that you attend those workshops if you are serious about changing anything in your situation today. After you've read those 9 core books, You will then be speaking with your successful upline who will advise you on what to read next, or you will already have a feeling of what you would like to read next. So we recommend that you just follow what you want to do regards reading program then. You see, it's important to understand if you want to change from where you are today to where you want to be, it's not a matter of doing things. It's not a matter of taking action so that you have the possessions, the belongings, the car, the house, the money, the time freedom, the lifestyle. You don't do things to achieve that so that you can then become that kind of person who has those things. For example, Richard Branson, who has his own island and has his complete time freedom and does what he wants, when he wants, where he wants. Okay, so you don't take the action to have the things to become the person. It is vital that you become that kind of person first, who then does the things that's required to have the things you want. It must be that you change and develop yourself first in order to take the actions required to have what you want. Okay, I hope that's helped. That's my training on personal development. It's very important, guys, that you get involved in it. It is educating yourself, and I understand that if you've had, if you have a resistance towards education like I did, I know not all of you will have, and that's great, but those of you that do have, don't resist it, guys. I promise you, it will change your life. It's changed mine. It's changed everybody else's who's got involved in it. It is the one thing that will make the biggest world of difference to you, your future, your family, and everything you ever desired. Thank you very much. Now really is the time to step up.